Should you ever consider cutting out an estate agent and going around them to get directly to the seller? If so, when? Hi, my name is Tony Law from Your First Four Houses, and I teach people how to build a small property portfolio that generates a great income for them so they can give up the day job if they wish, because they're now financially free. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification icon so that you don't miss out on any of the free content that I give you each and every week. So the short answer to this question is no. In 99% of cases, I honestly don't think you should ever cut out an agent by going around them to get directly to the seller. And before I share the one occasion where you might want to consider doing this, let's consider why you shouldn't do it. Well, first of all, I think it is the most unethical thing to do. An agent makes their money by introducing buyers with sellers. And I know they work bloody hard to put deals together. So I just think it's really unethical. But from a purely business standpoint, do you think an agent goes out to see an awful lot more deals in a week than you could ever see? Of course they do. Are they going to see more opportunities than you? Probably. Well, pretty much without question, I would suggest to you. And a good agent can be worth their weight in gold. Dare I say, you only need one or two really good agents to build yourself a bit of a property empire, for want of a better phrase. And the thing about agents is that they all kind of know each other. I never forget once, in my area, I went to a local pub. I just went for a drink with a friend of mine, and I looked around the corner and there was an entire dinner table full of every estate agent in my high street. It blew me away. If you upset one agent, are they going to tell every other agent in their area? Of course they are. Of course they are. So you just simply shouldn't do it. With all of that said, very occasionally you will come across an agent that is simply unwilling to put your offer forwards. Now, I know that may sound mad, but I have personally experienced this in more than a couple of occasions. Maybe you have a seller who's been on the market, I'm going to ham this bit up a little bit, for well over a year, say. And you can genuinely see a really great solution that will work exceptionally well for this seller, but it might not be a normal kind of deal construct. Maybe, you know, it's a little bit outside of what the agent is used to experiencing. And you go and tell the agent what you've got in mind, and they simply refuse to put this forward to the seller. Personally, I think that is the one occasion where it's maybe acceptable to go around the agent and speak directly to the seller and put your case forward. The seller can always say no, of course they can, but ultimately they may well say yes. And this is important. If they do say yes, my strong recommendation then is to go back to that agent and say, look, I have done this deal. It has worked out really well for the seller. The seller is entirely happy with the outcome. It's all moving forwards. You didn't really have anything to do with putting this deal together. However, I am going to personally pay you your commission on the deal. Why would you want to do that? Well, it goes back to my earlier comments. You just don't want to upset agents in your area. And honestly, if you do this, do you think you're then going to have the opportunity to say to that agent, why don't we have a little look and see what else you've got along similar lines, and maybe this time we can kind of work together and find some opportunities where I can do deals where you have otherwise been unable to sell, especially, dare I say it, in today's market with all that's going on out there in the political world. So there you go. There's my one exception to the rule where I would suggest you could perhaps consider going around the agent, but I would still love it even in that extreme scenario if you were still to make sure that that agent got paid. I recently updated my 50-point checklist that runs you through all the steps you need to take when buying that next investment property. To download your copy, simply click the link here or in the description box below and I'll send it straight out to you.